I can feel it. My body's getting hot. I don't want to. I can do this. I can do this. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I can edit it out. I think it's about time we get a little bit more serious about the things that we are discussing. As we saw today, the Democrats won throughout the entire United States. And like I've said before, darkness can only last so long. You can only abuse your power for so long until the people want to understand what the heck is happening with our country. For those of you that don't know me, hi, my name is Berenice. I actually started creating content over a decade ago. I first started as an advocate for endometriosis, then advocating for mental health. And I realized that all falls under social justice. And you will see me today on Instagram and on TikTok and on other platforms advocating for our communities in ways that many others are doing as well. The really unique part that I want to add is education. Education for me has been extremely freeing. As a daughter of immigrant parents growing up in Los Angeles, I've always felt like I never belonged, and I wanted to understand why. Part of why I am the way that I am is because I constantly questioned everything. When I was learning in school, I had my parents always told me, never be afraid to raise your hands. I was often the one sitting in the front of the class because I truly wanted to understand. And the more I learned, the more I realized I don't know anything. And that's true to this day. One of the things that I really want to encourage everyone is to decolonize your mind. And what I mean by that is when you have something come up, a thought, a belief, a system, I want you to ask who taught you that. And with what intention? And does it really benefit you? We're going to dive deep into this YouTube channel in ways that we can't not really get into on social media. We all know that TikTok has limits, Instagram has limits. With the TikTok algorithm now being controlled by the US, we're going to have to find some creative ways to discuss some things. For the last couple of months, we've seen this administration or this regime tear down our spirit. One thing that I want everyone to keep in mind is that they want to traumatize us. The videos that we are seeing today is unlike anything we've ever seen before. And to let you know, mass deportation isn't new. Mass deportation is the United States tradition. You see, it happened with the Treaty of Hidalgo, the one that they didn't want to teach you about. And then from there, in the 1930s, under President Hoover, where they deported more than 1.8 million Mexican and Mexican Americans. Same thing that happened today. And the same rhetoric. They needed jobs for, quote, real Americans. They were the criminals. They were the invaders. And you fast forward, you had the Bracero program where the government of the United States had asked Mexico for help because all of the people in the U.S. were fighting a war abroad. Mexico came in and supported, and they were never really repaid or given what they were promised. And yet, right after that, in the 1950s, you had Operation Wetback, the third mass deportation. When we talk about mass deportation and why the United States has kept that from you, know that they did this on purpose. You've been taught whitewashed history from the very beginning. You've been taught American exceptionalism. America's always just. America's always right. The things that we see in our movies have all been curated to make you have a specific belief. Why didn't they teach you the truth? Why didn't they teach you about the Treaty of Hidalgo? Why didn't they teach you that Mexicans and indigenous people were lynched? Why didn't they teach you about the mass deportations and how they were sticking Mexicans in slave-like ships? How most of them died. Why didn't they teach you about the delousing procedures that they did on Mexicans, spraying them with pesticides, including chemicals like Cyclone B, the chemicals that the Nazis used for their gas chambers? Well, it's because if they taught you those things, you would have to learn the propaganda they used in order for that to be legal. And if they taught you that, you would recognize the pattern. This is why education is key. And I'm not just saying institutional education. I'm talking about you getting educated outside of that. So what we're going to get into with this YouTube channel is going to be very different from what you've seen from me before. And we're not going to agree on a lot of things because you and I both know that we have been indoctrinated and many of us assimilated into a culture that's not even our own. I want you to simply keep an open mind because right now we need it. As we're seeing today, the minds of so many people are being controlled, specifically by our social media. The things that we're seeing on our feeds, it's curated, it's specific to keep you hooked. And I hope that with this channel and with the work that I do, I can inspire you to take some time away. Because what's most expensive in this world and what's most desired is your attention. These sites are buying for your attention because they're afraid of who you will become once you can control everything around you. Right now, we're all super ecstatic because Prop 50 passed. So for everyone asking in California, what was Prop 50? Prop 50 is a response to the gerrymandering that happened in Texas. So in Texas, Trump said, hey, can you redraw the map so we can have more Republican seats? This should be done every 10 years, which is why a census is done. However, they did this at a time where it's usually not. Not only did Texas do this, but North Carolina did as well. California gave it to its voters. It said, no, we're seeing what's happening and we're going to leave it up to our communities to decide. And we showed up, and I'm glad. And now the real work begins. One thing that isn't talked about is why they want to win more congressional seats. Well, since Trump took office, they've already said they're calling for a constitutional convention. A constitutional convention is literally to change the Constitution. And they want you to be too busy and too distracted to even notice. 19 states have already signed up for a constitutional convention, and they only need 34. So right now, more than ever before, we need you to pay very close attention. We'll be breaking a lot of things down, but I just want you to know that you're not alone. I've been feeling extremely traumatized and sick by what I've been seeing. Our community is being targeted in ways that I've only read about. I never thought that I would experience. And I always questioned, why didn't people do anything? Why did the Nazis get away with all that they did? Why didn't slaves, revolt? And the truth is that they did. And we all did in some way, shape, or form. But you were never taught about it. So I'm going to teach you about it. But if you ever asked yourself, what would I have done during World War II? Who would I have been during slavery? You're in it right now. Now, in order to do this work, I'm not funded by any company. It's really the funding from the community. So if you'd like to support my work, you can always buy me a cafecito. The link is going to be in the description. $1, $5, $20, anything will make a difference. The goal here is to provide information that's digestible and shareable and simple for people to comprehend. So here's the thing about YouTube. Because I've been off of it for such a long time, you're going to have to engage. So make sure you like this video, comment, hit that notification bell, and subscribe if you want to see more, because right now more than ever, we need voices that are fearless. We need voices that are educated and voices that are in it for the right reasons. With that, besos. I'll see you soon. I feel like that's good. That algorithm, though, it's pretty bad. So we're all going to have to help with this YouTube, because I know people have been wanting for longer form content, but I get really nervous and I have to jump back into it slowly. But I think we did good. High five. Good job. I'm so proud of us. Look at us doing things. Rio, I'm filming. Sorry, my dog wants to go to sleep at a certain time.